Here's a truth most men never see. Nearly 85% of women cannot feel genuine arousal until one hidden trigger is met first. And no, it's not looks, it's not money, it's not even the moves you make in bed. It's something far deeper, something that separates the nights that feel electric from the ones that die out with no explanation. For years, men have misunderstood this, thinking attraction worked the same for women as it does for them. Wrong. That belief has killed more chemistry than anything else. But once you understand the psychology, the actual science behind female arousal, everything begins to make sense. Because female desire doesn't follow the straight line most men imagine. It moves through stages, invisible layers, each unlocking the next, until suddenly, she feels a pull toward you she can't explain, and she can't resist. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 stages of genuine female arousal, the hidden process most men never grasp. But once you do, you'll never look at attraction the same way again. Let's begin. Stage 1. Emotional safety. Here's what most men never realize about female arousal. It doesn't begin in the body, it begins in the mind. Before a woman can ever feel true attraction, her brain asks one silent, primal question: am I safe with this man? And this safety isn't only about physical protection, though that matters. It's emotional safety, psychological safety, the deep, subconscious judgment her mind makes about whether you're someone she can truly be vulnerable with. Think about it. For thousands of years, women who chose the wrong man often paid the ultimate price. Those instincts never disappeared. They're still hardwired into her psychology. So what does emotional safety look like in practice? It's not about grand gestures. It's the small, invisible things. It's how you respond when she sets a boundary. It's whether you listen when she speaks, or just wait for your turn to talk. It's how you react when she says no to something small. Because here's the truth. Her subconscious is always testing. If I say no to this little thing, will he respect me? Or will he push? Will he manipulate? Will he get angry? I learned this lesson the hard way. I once dated a woman where the chemistry was powerful. But every time things began to heat up, she pulled back. I was confused until she finally said, "You interrupt me constantly. You dismiss my opinions about the smallest things. If I can't trust you to respect my thoughts on dinner, how am I supposed to feel safe being vulnerable with you?" That hit me like a brick. I was trying to build intimacy on top of thin air. No foundation, and without safety, nothing stands. Emotional safety is built through consistency, through proof, through action. It means you show her, over time, that you respect her autonomy, that you value her voice, that you won't punish her for being honest or for setting boundaries. It means you truly listen, not just hearing words, but catching the feeling underneath them. It means asking her opinion, then actually considering it. It means accepting no with calm strength, no guilt, no pressure. When she feels safe in your presence, her guard drops, and only then does real attraction begin. Stage 2. Mental stimulation. Once emotional safety is in place, the spark needs fuel. And for women, that spark begins in the mind. Here's what most men don't realize. For the vast majority of women, arousal doesn't start with touch. It starts with thought. Research shows women's arousal is far more complex than men's. While men often feel desire as a simple physical reaction, for women, the process is layered. Mental, emotional, psychological. So what does mental stimulation look like? It's not about being a genius. It's not about quoting philosophy. or debating quantum physics. It's about engaging her mind in ways that awaken curiosity, excitement, and emotion. It's about making her think, making her laugh, making her feel that her mind matters to you. I remember going on dates with a woman who worked in marketing. At first, I kept trying to impress her with my stories, my achievements, my opinions, but the conversation felt flat, forced, empty. One night, instead of talking about myself, I started asking about her. Not just, how was your day, but, what's the most challenging project you're working on right now? What makes it difficult? How are you approaching it? Suddenly, she lit up. Her eyes brightened. Her energy shifted. She became alive, passionate, unstoppable, because I was engaging with her world. That's when I understood. Mental stimulation isn't about proving how smart you are. It's about recognizing how brilliant she already is. There are many ways to spark this. Curiosity, asking real questions that make her think. Playfulness, banter, clever humor, unexpected twists in conversation. Empathy, reading between the lines, catching the emotion beneath her words. And mystery, the good kind, not games, but the unpredictability that comes when you keep surprising her with your thoughts, your observations, your unique way of seeing the world. Because when a woman feels her mind is alive around you, her desire begins long before her body even reacts. Number 3, anticipation. Here's where most men destroy attraction. They rush. They think desire is about getting to the physical moment as quickly as possible. But for women, arousal is not about speed. It's about the journey, the build-up, the delicious tension that makes every step unforgettable. Think about your favorite movie. Is the best part the final scene? Or is it the suspense, the long, slow build that makes the climax so satisfying? Female arousal works the same way. It's the anticipation, not the shortcut, that creates real desire. That's why rushing almost always kills the mood. Even when she's interested, if you steal away the build-up, you rob her of the very process that makes her want you. I once dated a woman who said it straight. Slow down. You're rushing towards something I'm not ready for. And ironically, that makes me want it less. Let me want it first. That phrase changed everything. So how do you build anticipation? It's the art of almost. Sitting close enough that your bodies nearly touch, but don't. A glance that lingers 1 second longer than normal. A hand that brushes hers by accident, then pulls away. A touch on her back as you guide her through a door. These small moments create what psychologists call arousal tension, the delicious discomfort of wanting something just out of reach. Words can do the same. Not crude statements, but suggestions that spark images in her mind. You have the most distracting smile. That creates far more desire than just, you're hot. And then there's time itself, the slow burn across days and weeks, the way she thinks about your last conversation, the excitement that builds between texts, the growing hunger between meetings. Because anticipation is more than waiting. It's the rising fire of wanting, before it's given. And when you master anticipation, her desire doesn't just appear, it devours her. Number 4, emotional connection. Physical attraction might catch her eye, but emotional connection is what pulls her soul closer. Here's the truth most men miss. For women, arousal isn't just physical, it's emotional. The deeper the bond, the stronger the desire. When she feels emotionally connected to you, her body responds with intensity. When she doesn't, even the best technique feels empty. I learned this lesson firsthand. I once dated a woman where the chemistry seemed strong, but our intimacy felt mechanical, surface level. Something was missing. Then one night, I let the mask drop. I admitted a career setback that had shaken me. Instead of seeing weakness, she leaned in. She shared her own fears, her own struggles. That conversation changed everything. The emotional intimacy turned our physical connection into something explosive. Because here's the secret. Emotional connection is built on vulnerability, yours and hers. It's empathy, feeling her emotions instead of dismissing them. It's presence, being with her fully, not distracted, not half there. It's remembering the details she shares and bringing them back later. It's listening, not just to her words, but to the silence between them. When a woman feels seen, truly seen, not just her looks, but her fears, her dreams, her essence, it creates a bond no surface attraction can touch. And in that bond, arousal multiplies. Because desire is no longer just about the body. It's about the soul finding a mirror. Stage 5, physical attraction. Only after safety, after stimulation, after anticipation, after connection, does physical attraction become the spark, the catalyst, the fire that turns all the energy into pure desire. Most men get this backwards. They try to start here. They think looks or physical moves are enough. But for most women, attraction doesn't flow from the body to the mind. It flows from the mind and heart into the body. When the foundation is laid, her desire for your touch transforms. Your presence feels magnetic. Your confidence feels intoxicating. Even the smallest touch, a hand on her back, a look that lingers, a simple breath near her skin, becomes charged with meaning. Because now it's not just touch, it's everything behind it. The safety, the trust, the tension, the bond. I once heard a woman describe it perfectly. There are many men I find attractive, but only a rare few make me feel safe, understood, excited, and desired all at once. Those men are irresistible. That's the truth. Physical attraction at this stage isn't about tricks. It's about presence. It's about comfort in your own body and awareness of hers. It's about letting chemistry unfold like a conversation, not a performance. And here's the final key. Every woman is unique. What ignites one may not ignite another. The secret is attention, reading her signals, responding in real time. Because when a woman feels safe, engaged, connected, when anticipation burns inside her, then your touch doesn't just land on her skin, it sinks into her being. That's when desire consumes her. That's when she craves you. Now you've seen what most men never will. The 5 hidden stages of female arousal, the blueprint behind desire itself. You can't unhear this. You can't unsee it. And from this moment forward, you'll start noticing the signals everywhere. But this is only the beginning, because the men who master these truths don't just attract women. They change how women feel around them. Safe, drawn in, craving more. And if you want more, if you're ready to step deeper into this world, subscribe to the Stoic Architect. Return, rewire, rise.